back. Okay, let me know how that's going. Hopefully that's better. Let me know if that's good. Hopefully that is better. The green screen's kind of messing up with my shirt right now. It's giving it a nice, cool effect. Hope you're enjoying that. The levels are here. Okay. And I'm going to run it again. If you're new to the channel, hit that follow button. If you've been here before, please share this channel with friends. I'm building this channel one friend at a time. And humble beginnings. I'm looking for the century mark with regards to subscriptions. All right. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitch as well. And on top of that, if you have any feedback on where you want to see this show go, please let me know. Please let me know. All right. We're good. Big Morgan, thank you. My camera is not expensive, Ali, not at all. I guess expensive is all relative. It's a logic. Actually, I might put a list of the equipment that I use, maybe in the body of my broadcast. I think that might be helpful as well. But here we go. Sport Talk Radio, fan bases. And even prior to the conclusion of the Champions League, there's been conversation on whether Manchester City's season has been a failure, whether Liverpool's season has been a failure. All that was happening before the season had been concluded. And I don't like entertaining those conversations before they're done. I like, let's assess everything and then determine. But obviously there's going to be speculation. That first topic that you see there, Liverpool failure. If you guys have tuned in before, you kind of know I'm not reactionary, right? I'm very measured. I think things through before I just spit things out, right? And if you're familiar with judo, a lot of the concept of judo is you using your opponent's momentum against them. And that's what I tend to do as a practice, even as a competitor. That's what I do in terms of my gameplay. And I see the comments, Big Morgan, quality and not quantity. Absolutely. This is really a humble channel. I'm not using too many things that are crazy expensive. Legendary Apex in the building. This is not a Manchester United group. It is a Manchester City group. All fans are welcome. I enjoy the conversation. I'm not here killing or trying to crush my rivals. I'm here for the conversation. So if you tune in, stick around. We'll definitely have some convo. There will be Manchester United content that just spills into this conversation naturally. All right. But similar to the concept of judo, you use your opponent's momentum, their force against them, right? And it's a consistent practice within martial arts. I let Liverpool fans talk. I let Liverpool fans critique my club. I let them critique my club, my players, my manager, my fan base, all of it. I listen. I also listen to hear how they talk about their own, how they talk about their season, how they talk about their players, how they talk about their manager. And none of what I'm going to say is going to be surprising, but you're going to hear it from me with regards to how I sum it all up. And at the end of the day, you're gonna recognize, or at the end of this kind of convo, you're gonna recognize a theme. And if you've tuned in before previous shows, I have an excellent show, Home and Away with Rob. And we're taking a hiatus this week. Season's just done. Let's kind of like recharge our batteries, come up with some new concept. The show will be back. Don't worry, guys. Rob's taking a break. I'm taking a break from the Home and Away show, but we will be back. And what I'm going to talk about is actually something that he says often, okay? But I listen to what Liverpool fans say about themselves, about their rivals, because that logic and that perspective should be consistent across the board, right? Liverpool fans, before the conclusion of the season, and even if we want to date back to previous seasons, never put value on the Carabao or the FA Cup. Never put value on it. Their manager, Klopp, never put an emphasis on it or a priority on it. How he's determined his starting 11, his approach towards it has never been of priority or of want or need. Never placed an importance on it. So when you have that type of approach from previous seasons to then want to rebrand and rethink, revalue what those cups now mean this year in 2022, you got to call BS on it, right? You got to recognize what the game that's being played. Liverpool fans themselves, and again, I'm using their words, I'm using their momentum, did not put value on those cups. And if so, they then obviously prioritize the EPL, they prioritize Champions League. I'll be 100% with you guys, 100%. I consider Carabao, FA Cup, EPL as factors to determine the best manager of the year, because those are all things that are managed domestically. Okay. So when asked the question, who do I rate in terms of manager of the year, I was very quick to say Klopp. I was quick to say Klopp because of how far within the season those two cups were won and the pursuit for an EPL title was. In terms of managing everything, that's where I put it. Give him his kudos. Okay? It's consistent. If any other manager, if my own manager was able to win those two cups, was able to push the team to be so close as to challenge to win the title by the last day of the EPL, and no other manager was close in terms of doing that, I would give my manager or rival manager the same ratings. I would give them the same ratings. And because Klopp was able to do it, he gets the ratings. But they don't value those cups. They only value the EPL and Champions League. So now when you come short, when you fall short, when you fail to win the EPL, whether it's 1 point or 10 points or 15 points, when you come short of winning the EPL, which you've prioritized, you've placed huge value on, when you also come short with not winning the Champions League, by your own admission, by your own words, by your own definition of what a successful season is, I am going to label your season a failure. I have to, because that's exactly how you see it. You see it as a failure. Liverpool fans, don't try to rewrite, don't try to remix what this season is. Your own words have labeled it a failure. The pursuit of a quad, amazing, huge ambition. But the reason why it's a failure is because you yourself all said that you were the best. You said there's no excuses. You have your squad. The acquisition of Diaz. I actually acknowledge this, and this is why I thought Liverpool was going to be so dangerous. When AFCON came around, I was quick to say Liverpool's going to fall off. No Mane, no Salah. Yeah, they're going to fall off. The point gap's going to increase. City's on their way. But what did Klopp discover? What did Liverpool fans discover? Rival fans, Manchester City fans, realize, oh crap, they're winning despite not having Mane and Salah. Their squad depth is actually of quality. They're winning EPL games. When these guys come back, they're going to have the depth. So that depth discovered or rediscovered because of AFCON made Liverpool so dangerous. There's no excuses. There's no excuses now. Like, you have the squad depth that you wanted. You have the best 11. Not my words, yours. So failure to win the two things that you most valued, it's on you. It is failure. It is 100% failure. I don't know how else you guys are going to remix it. And to tell you the truth, going back to what I said earlier with Rob, who's the other half of home and away. Rob's the home fan. I'm the away fan. I'm based out here in Toronto, international fan. I don't experience football the same way. How can I? I'm so far away. Rob, homegrown, able to enjoy it, able to be amongst the family, the Manchester City family in the mix. It's in his blood. He experiences it differently. So, and Rob is quick to say, be humble. You have to be humble. As a fan base, obviously you have goals. You're pursuing the targets that you have. Obviously, you want success, but you don't have to go around beating your chest, telling everybody around you that you have the best keeper, best left back, right backs, center back pairing, captain of all time. This list, I can go on and on. And Liverpool fans, you've told me on and on and on about how great your squad is. You're now tired of hearing rivals spit it back at you. You've told us how great you are. And because of you not being humble and telling us how great you are, that's why this season is a failure. That's exactly why this season is a failure. If you're able to do this again, if you're able to get off to a great start, win the Carabao, win the FA Cup, if you don't learn your lesson and be humble throughout the season, it's going to happen to you again. I'm talking to all rival fans. I'm talking to Manchester City fans. We can be absolutely proud of our team, of our players, of our manager, of our fan base. Being proud does not mean we need to project and say how others are crap, how others can't compete. Manchester City and its fan base are enjoying incredible success, and it's going to continue as long as we could remain humble. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but this success will continue and will be sustained longer if we're able to be humble. And I'll give you the mental psychology on that on the next episode. I'll tell you why being humble and having that perspective actually increases the time of success. I'll break that down to you. Let me go to the comments real quick. Ali goes, our 2018-19 run was better than the Liverpool run this season. I wouldn't argue that. I agree. In terms of the run from a competitive standpoint, the style of play that we saw, so consistent. So consistent. I agree with you on that one. Would a cup double be a failure for City? Let me put these comments on screen. My bad. Like I said, I'm normally talking to the screen. I'm not having this interaction. Would a cup double be a failure for a City? I wouldn't even say Liverpool's season was a failure, but they see it as a failure. They've touted their team to be so great as a failure. There would be circumstances and there would be context for me to have to evaluate the team. If we happen to have a team, let me hit you up. Actually, let me hit you up. If we happen to have a team and humbly know that they're not the best, knowing that it's a fierce battle, knowing that even with regards to players in certain positions, we're just not at our best, you'd have to take that into context. It's not so long ago that we were dreaming of winning an FA Cup. So winning those two, no, it would not be a failure. But again, and what I'm going to talk about on the next show, the perspective with regards to being humble as a team, that is so key. That is so key. Appreciate the comments. Big Morning goes, what counts for me is the golden badge on our sleeve of champions. 100%. 100%. And I've said this on the show. Many City fans are in agreement. We want to be dominant domestically because as a byproduct, the confidence, the experience that you gain as being domestic champs will automatically spill over and lead to the ability to be greater than that to be European champs. All right. Okay. This isn't surprising, but this has caused many fans, especially rivals that have been holding this over our heads for some time, that to be the best team, you have to win Champions League. Right? They've talked about how prestigious, how luxurious, how important the Champions League is. Every fan base and their team has won a Champions League holds that over all teams that haven't won it. You don't know, you don't understand. Of course you would say the best team doesn't have to win Champions League. You've been hearing that for so many years. You've been hearing that from just as recently prior to this Champions League, all Liverpool fans touting that as a truth, as 1 + 1 = 2, as simple logic. You win the Champions League, you're the best team. It's come to the realization for many fans, and in particular, the Liverpool fan base, right? Because all things change with Liverpool fans, right? Carabao and FA Cup, who cares about those? They win it this year, it's now important, all right? Teams like Manchester City last year losing in the Champions League, you're not the best in the world. Chelsea's better than you. They beat you. They're the best in Europe. Now, that was the logic last year. This year, the logic is, Real Madrid won, but they're not the best team in Europe. Now that Liverpool fans are experiencing it. I'm going to say this, okay? And I've said this having not won a Champions League. I'm saying this not coming to the defense of Liverpool. I'm saying this because it's something I've said many a times. And obviously, maybe it's my international background, having watched and consuming a lot of sports that does end in series, right? It's not a home and away challenge. It's actually a best of 5 or a best of 7, right? You see that in tennis, okay? They don't just play one match to determine who's the best. They don't just play 2 matches, one person serving, the other person serving. They don't do that. They go through a series, right? Because the more you play on average, right? The more you play on average, the better team, better player wins, just because of the frequency of matches played, of competition played. In football, you have home and away, Champions League. In the domestic league, obviously, you have home and away. I'm not telling you guys anything new. And those of you new to football, when you get to the Champions League final, it is one match. It's not a home and away match. It is one match. Neutral ground, home and away match. When you don't have a series, anything is possible on that one given night. And what I'm going to say here is there's the best team, and then there's the best team on the day. Because the best team on the day is the bodies available at that time. The 11 or 14 players that are able to play on that day, that's what you're looking at. That's what's available to you. So it's the best team on that day versus the best team, because the best team, everyone healthy, everyone fit to play, is very different. It's very different. And that's why I don't get hung up in too many of these arguments with regards to the harsh criticism with regards to Manchester City and its Champions League failures. Right? Because I get it. Rivals don't care. Rivals don't care who's healthy, who's not. Rivals aren't going to remember that. When you look down the list of past champions, nothing's going to say this body wasn't available, this person couldn't play. It's not recorded. All they see is Liverpool, Real Madrid, winner, runner-up. No other context than that. But I've heard so many spins. Simon Jordan. Owen talking about, yeah, Liverpool did not win the Champions League, but they're still the best team in Europe. The problem is that logic is 100% right. But that perspective was not given to past teams. Past teams got cooked. So Liverpool will have to get cooked. They fell short. They wanted the revenge. They had the easy side of the draw. They got what they wanted. They got Real Madrid. And they lost. Because from a tactic standpoint, and this is another thing too, I hold my hands up. When Pep does his thing and maybe looks to strategize and apply a tactic that doesn't hit, it is what it is. Tactics on that day played out. It's never going to be I'm going to use a boxing analogy. It's never going to be a toe-to-toe Hail Mary, let everybody gets hit on the chin, let's see who stands. No, the strategy involved. Real Madrid's going to maybe not play as aggressive, look to hit on a counter. There's going to be different styles within the match. So the best team on the day obviously won. If there was a best of 7, I don't know if Real Madrid wins. This isn't going away. This isn't going away. If Champions League is always going to be decided on one game, it's going to be based off of the best team of the day. Available bodies. The reason why I love the EPL and its format is because as a manager, you have no excuses to not have the able bodies for either a home or an away leg. You don't. And we know where the bread's buttered. The EPL is so financially important to these clubs in terms of how they prioritize. So that's where my value is. And there's no denying that the best team at the end of a EPL season is the best team of that season. That's why Manchester City were the best this year. There's no debating that. You guys can go and debate the Champions League as much as you want. There's no debating the EPL. Let me hit this up. This might sound crazy, okay? But this has been the best. This has been the best EPL Champions League season that I've ever experienced. And I have to, as much as technology and social media has its flaws, and there's some scummy people out there, very disrespectful, overly brave because they're anonymous on the other side of their keyboard or phone. Despite all that, the fact that social media is able to bring so many people from so many different ends of the world together, this has been such an amazing season. True City fan, Gundalorian, Adam, G Certified, Ake, Mike, guys that I met all through YouTube, Ali, Centurions, Big Morgan. Those of you that tune into the channel, hit me up with a comment. Charlie in the past, Rob, Martin, Melbourne. Like there's so many people through this social media and the platforms, and being able to communicate has made this such an amazing experience, because enjoying football has just expanded from the circle of friends that was just local in a sense. And because of it, the highs have been so much higher because there's so many like-minded people that are enjoying the moment as well and commenting and sharing their perspective. And then I can't lie, the lows have been low because you get it from so many different angles as well. But I want to encourage everybody, do your best not to take this online stuff seriously. Yeah, people are trying to trigger you. Yeah, people are trying to get a reaction out of you. And it's hard to determine whether it's out of fun or whether it's malicious. But take it for what it is. It's it's just banter at another level. And yes, people are going to be braver because they're hundreds and thousand miles away, and there's no repercussions other than maybe getting blocked or banned. But to be able to enjoy football across the world with like-minded people, not necessarily like-minded, just fans of the same club, has been amazing. So I want to shout that out because it made for a fantastic year, and I want to thank all of you for it. What Big Morgan, 100%, 100%. Just if you want to say randomly, although I don't think things happen randomly, but to just come across people like yourselves and the domino effect with regards to meeting True City fan Patrick and Gunnelorian and the great the great conversations. Really, if you think about it, in the short amount of time that I'm so looking forward to for next season and moving forward it's just amazing. Spilled over to be able to do content with other people. Husan, who's a huge Liverpool fan. Jumping into some of those spaces, hearing the combo, being on the football terrace, interacting with KJ and Terry and the people on that channel. It's made for a very, very fun year, and I can't forget the bonus content that I'm able to make with Home and Away with Rob and discovering Mancunian Way. So I just wanted to make sure I said that with regards to catching this season, kind of like wrapping it all up and saying thanks to everybody. It's been hugely enjoyed. 100%. Carl knows his stuff, man. Carl knows his stuff, and I love how I love how he's got a short fuse. Say things wrong, and he's going to check you, but he's going to check you accurately, which I always enjoy. All right. This annual meeting from CEO Khaldun, love it. If you haven't caught it, check out Manchester City, although it's probably Man City on YouTube. Search for it real quick. There's a part 1, part 2, great summary, and it gives the perspective. If you're a Manchester City fan, I highly encourage you, tune in. If you have to deal with a lot of the banter that you get from rivals, if you just want to arm yourself with some key points, tune in, check out the video, have that perspective. Talks about how, and it's just a reminder, Manchester City and the approach, it's a project. It's a top-down, bottom-up project to improve, to give back to not only the community but to football players, football fans. It's amazing. It's amazing what they're doing for the community. All of the bad pub that rivals want to throw out, you can't ignore the positives. Can't ignore the positive. And the fact that it's a project and the fact that football, especially in Manchester City, is reaching so much success. And I'm not just talking first team, I'm talking with regards to the women and the development as well, under 23s, under 18s. So great to see what the efforts are resulting. The efforts have fantastic results, and you can't take that lightly. You can't take it for granted. But listen to that meeting. Listen to the interview. It was huge, and it also talked about how Alvarez and Holland and just the vision with regards to targeting them and getting them getting to Manchester City, as well as this false premise that Pep was only brought in here for the Champions League. Pep was brought in here to bring Manchester City football to another level, to a consistent, successful level. If he was just brought in for one trophy, Champions League, he would have been out of there. But it was brought in to bring in a level of consistency. 4 in 5. 4 in 5. I'll tell you straight up, never thought it was possible. Never thought Manchester City was going to get to the point to be winning 4 in 5. So that level of consistent, we got to enjoy it right now. Yes, we can want our team to win year after year, but let's keep that perspective. Let's assess everything. Let's look at the team that we have. Let's look at the rivals and the teams that they have before we automatically want that level of success. That's where I think so many rivals are so diluted. They live in the, I grew up with, I'm not even going to say the club. I grew up with so-and-so club winning when I was a kid. I expect them to be winning now. This is a standard that I grew up with. It's not, you don't maintain a standard consistently because others get better around you. Competition gets more fierce. If you, at the time that you were winning, was you and one other club maybe? Was it you the only one outspending your rivals? Things balance out. Competition is now at a point where you want your team to compete. It's not a given. I want my team to be 1 and 2 or to be 1 every year. It's crazy mentality, crazy thinking. But to go back to this interview, the annual meeting with the CEO just breaks it all down, right? Gives you some really important facts and also talks about the future. And as he talked about the future, what I loved that came up, and again, I'll be honest with you, it allows me to even go further with regards to my history, with regards to maybe getting content, because it sparks others to not only talk about, but even to release and put out content that can be consumed. But I loved in the meeting, and we've heard this from like the home fans, right? The long-standing fans, if you want to say the legacy fans, or if you want to call them the dinosaurs, they've talked about how they wanted the past greats, the legends, to be recognized. They wanted the legends to be recognized. And out of this meeting, Khaldoon talks about how additional statues are going to be added to the Etihad. You know, outside the grounds, obviously David Silva, Vincent Kompany, and Aguero are out there on the pitch, right? Well, not on the pitch, out there around the stadium right now. They're recognized for their greatness. And, you know, legacy fans thought it was a little backward. Why have so many of the present greats, right? The greats that were acquired around recent history, right? Within the last 12 years. How are those players? How are those players the ones to be recognized before some of the greats, right? Before the Colin Bells, before the Mike Summerbys. So I loved that was going to be brought in, because again, from a history standpoint, from a recognition standpoint, those players definitely deserve it, because it's the foundation that's built off of it. Manchester City and the fan base, for what they've loved, the style of play, the success that they've seen, was based off of the shoulders of those players. Should definitely be recognized. And I love that Colin Bell, Francis Lee, and Mike Summerby are going to be immortalized with those statues. Whether it's going to be consistent design as to the Agueros and Kompanies and Silvas, we'll see. But amazing recognition for it. Told you guys that this was going to be a short and sweet broadcast. Okay. We're going to get into the transfer season, and actually all of the rumors are happening now. A lot of rumors happening now. I don't get too hung up in it. And the reason why is because I think even just with regards to past seasons, just so much gets said, right? Manchester City's always linked to, especially in the past, not so much now actually, but in the past, Manchester City was always linked to a big name because they thought, okay, Manchester City's going to splash the cash. So they were always tied to this player, that player, and everything was going down. So I never really gave it too much value. But obviously, with some of the more official, I guess, accounts on the platforms talking about it, and I've told you this before, I wait to hear it. If I hear it from Gunnelorian, if I hear it from True City Fan, that's when I'm like, okay, all right, let me look at this closely. Let me see what's happening here. So I'm gonna continue to lean on those guys with regards to information. But the transfer season is going to be absolutely amazing. There's going to be a lot's going to be speculated on. A lot's going to be needed, to tell you the truth, right? We heard the rumors early in the season with regards to Jesus possibly leaving. We've heard rumors because Sterling and Manchester City haven't finalized everything, but he might be going. We know that Fernandinho's going. He announced that early in the year. So there's players that are suspected to leave. There's players that are definitely leaving, so they need to be replaced, right? As best as we can, we need to find players to fill their shoes. So I'm going to do my best, at least weekly, to chime in with it. I'm going to lean on True City Fan and Gunnelorian. So maybe not on my channel, but on their channel. I'm going to tune in and check that out. So please hit that. And I'm going to put their channels in the description of this after I've finished this broadcast. But definitely go to them. Follow if you haven't before. Tune in and follow those guys. Because it is going to be a wacky season. Big Morgan goes, yeah, the Holy Trinity, right? We have to go back to those legends and their statues being out there. Past, relative, present, and then there's also a group of players that are currently on the team that are that are doing their best to get to legendary status, right? 4 and 5. That's not easy to do. Not easy to do. Edison's in the building. I'm late. Don't worry about it, my guy. Thanks for tuning in. It is a short and sweet broadcast. I'm hoping to do one later on tonight. And I know that doesn't work well for Morgan and Ali because of time zone. Edison, I think that's going to work out for you because you're on the East Coast with me. But I'm hoping to do a panel show later on tonight. And the panel show is always a great combo. So definitely don't miss that. Don't miss that at all. Don't miss that. Okay. But yeah, like I said, this transfer window is going to be nuts. Players are going to have to be replaced. Business has already been done. Haaland's coming in. Alvarez is coming in. So excited about that. Looking to see how they're going to fit within the squad. And again, year 2, Mr. Gucci, Jack Grealish is going to be here, see what that season's all about, and see where players are going to fit. So I'm excited about the transfer window. I'm going to do my best to keep you posted with anything that I hear. If you happen to hear it as well, please. When I get to a certain status with regards to the YouTube channel too, I think I'm going to get community tabs and things like that. Humble beginnings. I'm not even at a century mark with regards to subscribers. So share this channel. Like I say, first things first, my people come first. Manchester City fans, my peoples. Rivals, you're my peoples too. I know we don't get along admiring, liking the same team, but we can still talk football. Hit that follow button, share, subscribe, comment, and definitely hit that like button. Lets people know, tune in, and what to enjoy. I do this, all right? Here's what we got. And fan requested, and because the fan requested this, I have to give them what they want. I got a humble shoe game that's been requested to be shared. I do my best to present a new shoe every show. That's tough to do. We're at episode 29 of Why Always Me. Couple episodes of Home and Away. There's been and then there's been a few panel shows. So sometimes I've had to double up within a day. 29th episode. You're gonna see the shoe for today. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you happen to recognize what shoes these are. If you happen to know the year, even bonus, when. And I've been told this, and I'm gonna repeat this. When I'm able to reach 1,000 subscribers, my footwear, my shoe plug has told me that I will be able to put out a contest or put out a loyalty reward. Not sure how I'm going to determine it, but I know when I hit that 1,000 mark in terms of subscribers, I'm going to be able to give back. And the limitation, I'm not going to be limited with only being Canada based with regards to footwear and the link that I have. So I really look forward to that. Help me grow this channel to get to that mark, because when we do, we're all going to win. Let me hit up these comments before I put this on screen. Edison, 100%. I will be covering the transfer window. That's going to be in the mix moving forward. Man, you have lost 9 players. I think, and that's where the conversation is going to get really crazy, because I actually want to do. Great point, Morgan, Big Morgan. I actually want to do a team an episode. I don't think I could actually run through many teams with regards to some of those rumors and what they need. I'd actually like, on this week, we're gonna break down what's going out, what's suspected to come in for like a Manchester United. Do the same thing. And Manchester United, obviously huge rivals. I want to talk about that. Liverpool, and I want to talk about the teams that are going to be dangerous with regards to challenging and competing with regard for this EPL title. So I'm gonna do that breakdown. That's gonna be very much needed. And because of fans like Edison, I'm gonna hit up and talk about AC Milan, because Edison knows I follow Lille, which was a team that I actually used in FIFA 21 for FIFA 20, all going years back. So AC Milan has actually poached a few players from Lille, and I got a little thing I want to talk about. So AC Milan is definitely going to be talked about, as well as the EPL and other big clubs. But let's put the shoe cam on the screen. Let me know what you think of this footwear. Let me know if you know what it is. Hit me up in the comments. And again, like this channel and share. Here we go. All right. It's summer. So you see shorts are out. Well, you can't really see the shorts, but showing a lot of leg there. So you know it's summertime. Here are the kicks. Back to footwear with some blue in it. You know how I like to rep. It's not Manchester City blue, but it's blue nonetheless. I'm going to try to go close so you guys can see the logo. It's probably giving you too many clues, too easy right there, but let me give you the side profile. And that's a dead giveaway. That is a dead giveaway. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of these. And then hit me up in the comments. It is getting tougher and tougher with regards to the shoe challenge. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I love all the comments that came through. Definitely going to go into more depth with regards to this panel show and Liverpool season. Failure, not a failure. Best team, does the best team win Champions League or not? We're going to have that conversation. And on the panel show, who knows what they're going to say. The shoe game, posted as always. Let me know in the comments. Hit that follow button. Big Morgan goes, Milan's getting took over. We're going to have to talk about, actually, yeah, Edison, we're going to have to talk about that. But viewers, love as always. First things first, people's come first. Hit that follow button, subscribe. If you're on Twitch, you know what it is. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the support. And again, on YouTube, share and comment as always. I'm Vader Games, episode 29, What Always Me. EPL season done. Champions League season done. Manchester City winning 1 trophy, EPL success. Liverpool winning Carabao FA Cup season success. Let's have the combo panel show later on tonight. I'm Vader Games. Much love. Ali, Big Morgan, Edison, Aksu, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at another time. I'm Vader Games. Out.